When you figure out what you're going to do in college, I think you don't wrap it around what you think a great job would be. I think you probably wrap it around what your skill set happens to be. And my skill set happened to be strong math skills and good communication skills, and so I thought, I'll be an accountant. Thankfully, when I went to take my CPA exam, my mom threw her arm around me and said, you know what, kid, maybe you really ought to think of what your legacy may be here. My very first job, my buddy and I worked for a group in the YMCA, and it was called Rent-A-Kid. We sent in our names and our phone numbers and our addresses, and someone would say, yeah, I've got a attic I need cleaned out. Yeah, I need some lawn raking done or something. And the YMCA would get a hold of us, and they would send out a couple of kids. We were 13 and 14 years old, and they were sending us out to all these places. We were making a ton of dough. I started at Cass at one point driving truck. Kept plugging away at school full-time while working full-time, so juggling a couple things. I look back at those days and you wonder how you kind of did it all. Left for a little while, came back again, and then I was on the machine. And of course we were all manual at the time. I can still remember those manual payroll sheets and things like that. You know, banging a calculator. It seems like that's all we ever did was bang calculators. After we got out of the doldrums of 2008 and 2009, we started to see some good growth and some good cash flow. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money replacing some machinery and buying some new machinery. Cass Grew is into Swiss machining now, which was a big step for us. We just hired a gentleman. He is our new quality manager and director of continuous improvement. Key hires like that, I think, are important in an organization. The problem within our industry right now is that when we start looking for workers, we start stealing from each other. So you've got people jumping ship for 50 cents an hour or whatever and going from one shop to the other. That does nothing for our industry. Our workforce development usually centers around a sort of shadowing or a mentorship type of arrangement. You start them out in the inspection department, having them check parts, understanding how things work and fit together. Then you start putting them on machines and you have them work side by side with someone else. So there's a lot of tribal knowledge that gets passed down to the greenhorns. We need to really continue to work with our legislators and with DEED because there's a messaging problem out there. And the messaging problem lies within the students, the parents, the teachers, and the counselors at the school. So I just think it's really important to get in front of them in some way, shape, or form, and associations are a great way to do that. Nothing makes a bigger difference than voices being heard.